Rarely do spirituality and science ever agree upon anything, but there is one area that they do agree upon, and that is the idea that everything is consciousness or everything is mind. Now granted, this is only widely accepted within quantum mechanics or quantum physics in science, but it is also entertained within neuroscience and cognitive science. Now, today I'll speak to you about two quotes to give you an idea of a relationship between spirituality and science. And these two quotes are almost identical. Now, the first quote comes from Erwin Schrödinger, one of the founding fathers of quantum mechanics, and he's also a Nobel Prize winning physicist. Now, Schrödinger states, "The multiplicity is only apparent. In truth, there is only one mind." Now, in the modern day, we would probably think that that comes from some sort of guru or sage, but that came from Schrödinger, a physicist and one of the founding fathers of quantum mechanics. After years of research, he came to that conclusion, which is the same as the spiritual traditions in the East that go back thousands and thousands of years. Now, we find in the ancient texts of the Upanishads, the great Hindu scripture, a phrase that is almost identical with what Schrödinger stated. Now, the Upanishads state, Sarvam Kalvidam Brahma. Now, this famous phrase, Sarvam Kalvidam Brahma, is translated as everything is one consciousness or everything is one mind. But to be precise, we would say Brahman alone exists, or everything is the one ultimate Brahman. Now, Brahman here being the ultimate reality, the ultimate substratum of existence itself, that which transcends existence but is also immanent within all of existence as well. And a quantum physicist would say exactly the same, that consciousness is immanent within everything. Everything is this one consciousness. And this was spoken about thousands and thousands of years ago with the rishis within the Vedas. So going back into the Indus Valley civilization, going back even further than the Indus Valley civilization, into the ancient Vedic culture. And so we've discovered this knowledge spoken about from the original rishis, and this has been passed down from generation to generation to generation, and this is what we would study within Vedanta these days, or Advaita Vedanta specifically, the concept that Brahman alone exists. That means that everything is consciousness. You are the Atman, the undifferentiated consciousness, which is identical with the Brahman, the ultimate reality of existence. So it's almost like Schrödinger was a fan of Hinduism, or maybe Buddhism, or Taoism, but he was definitely relaying a message that was in sync with the Eastern traditions. As he said, the multiplicity is only apparent. This is a wonderful statement. The multiplicity is only apparent. So this sense of duality we have within the world is only apparent. What actually really exists is this non-dual field of consciousness that we experience in some sense subjectively. But this is only a localization of the one consciousness expressing itself. And Schrödinger would agree with this statement that I just said. Because as he said, the multiplicity is only apparent. In truth, there is one mind or one consciousness. This is a remarkable statement coming from a scientist. But it is a breath of fresh air to see, particularly for all of us who are invested into the Eastern spiritual traditions, because once we start to see science delve into the deeper elements of matter and the deeper elements of mind, we find them coming to the same conclusions that the rishis came to thousands of years ago. And I just think that's absolutely remarkable. I don't know what any of you think, but please leave a comment below as to what you think about this relationship between Schrödinger's statement and the famous phrase in the Upanishads, Sarvam Kalvidam Brahma. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.